Okay, then please explain who fills that gap, because there is supposed to be two people running government in the state, the governor and the deputy. There are functions that are constitutionally made and left to the deputy governor. So who fills the gap?
Thank you. The way the Constitution fashioned it, the governor runs the state and assigns duties to the deputy governor. There will only be...
Sorry to break in there. Does that mean that if the governor does not assign any duties to the deputy governor, he comes in and have cups of tea and coffee every day and goes home?
Yes, that's why they call them spare tires. The only area where the Constitution mentioned the issue of the deputy governor is where it says that the governor shall have meeting with the deputy governor and the executive council, and on issues that have to do with policy of running the state. But it is the governor that assigns duties to the deputy governor. So where there will be some kind of void is where the deputy governor is not the deputy governor, now the acting governor, is incapable or is not available to perform that function as acting governor. Then the issue of the deputy governor will come in. That is where a void will be created. But as it is now, the deputy governor is irrelevant. Yes, the acting governor sits in as the governor now, substantively.
Yes, but let me just add something to that just briefly before you go to the next thing. The acting governor of the state right now is actually getting a lot of support and assistance from other levers of power in the state. So you will think that he's going at it alone, but that's not true. The state has got the secretary to the state government is there, the SSG. The state has got the head of service. The state has got the chief of staff. The state has got the speaker. The state has got the legislative arm. The state has got the commissioners. There are 13 of us, and we give him a whole lot of support. And then the state has got the police head, the army head, all this security. So an acting governor gets a lot of support actually, and so it's not entirely on its own running the state.
And his relationship with the State House of Assembly has been
as we speak right now.
Yes,
very cordial. They are having a ball practically. It's a fantastic relationship because we see the need to move Taraba forward.
Okay. What about the issue of some top political appointees finding themselves out of job?
Well, yes, okay. Well, there was a situation recently, and that has nothing to do with. It's just in the course of the run of governance. You agree with me that the executive, has the power to hire and to fire. So from time to time, of course, if there are maybe proper reason, investigated reason why certain state officials should be shown the door, that happens. So it's not as if it's maybe that was a fallout of maybe the situation we find ourselves in Taraba. It is just the normal thing that most states too in the past you have actually lay off staff no matter how top they are.
Yeah, but I'm wondering how Governor Suntai would feel if and when he gets back and finds that some of his closest aides have been gotten rid of.
Those aides that were getting rid of will have been aides that even the governor himself will have practically laid off himself.
But he
appointed them. So yes, you tell us.
So the point I'm making is that again that is to show you the beauty and the continuity of governance. The fact that the governor will not come and begin to question those laying off.
I do beg your pardon. We have a caller on the line. Hello.
Yes. Good morning, Alero.
Morning, Prince.
Good morning to your panel.
Please go ahead, Prince.
Yes, please. I have a brief contribution to make. In as much as I, as a person, sympathize with the governor of Taraba State about the unfortunate incident that happened to him and his family, I am really surprised that a lawyer in your presence will not just come out straight and say things the way they are so we can forge ahead in this country. Number one, if a governor is ascertained to be incapacitated to carry on his duties is very, very simple. He should be removed from office and then the deputy governor sworn in as a substantive governor. And then he will now nominate a deputy governor that will run governance with him. So in as much as I feel bad and unhappy about what happened to the governor, that is clearly what the Constitution provides. You can't tell me that the deputy governor will be ad infinitum. That is my civil contribution. I sympathize with people of Taraba State about what happened to their governor, but let them stand up for the truth and remove the governor who is not capable of continuing the governance of the state, and let the deputy take over.
Okay. Thank you very much. So
let me take it up from there.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kola. Let me correct one thing. we have to understand this constitution very well. And you see, a governor had an accident. He's undergoing treatment in a hospital. And somebody has concluded somewhere that he is incapable of discharging his duties as a governor, that he should be removed, and that the deputy governor, who is now an acting governor, should be made the governor. One, that is not how the Constitution puts it.
Okay.
I will treat that first before I come to the other aspects. Section 189 of the Constitution, Section 189, subsection 1, provides that the governor shall cease to hold office if by a majority, by a resolution of a two-third majority of the House of Assembly, the Executive Council declares the governor incapable of discharging his functions. That declaration, subsection 2, says, shall be verified by a medical panel that shall be appointed by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, a 5-man medical panel, which one of them shall include the governor's personal physician. If the medical panel, after examination of the governor, certifies that the governor, by reason of infirmity of the body or mind, is incapacitated and as such cannot carry out his duties, the Speaker of the House of Assembly shall publish a notice in the State Gazette to that effect. Once that notice is published, the governor ceases to hold office.
Okay. But
Now,
suppose the governor is away for, say, 6 months,
Good.
1 year.
Good.
Does the Constitution say anything about that? That if he's away for this length of time, the House can then decide
Thank
to
you.
go ahead and do X, Y, Z?
Thank you. This is what I explained earlier in section 190. The Constitution says there shall be an acting governor. It didn't place any limit to wait time. And section 189 did not say at any time. The whole duty is vested on the State Executive Council. It is the State Executive Council that is running the state with the governor and with the acting governor now. It is the State Executive Council that knows. They have information on the situation and the health of the governor. If the State Executive Council feel tomorrow, if majority of them, two-thirds majority of them feel that from what they know about the state of the health of the governor, that the governor is incapable of discharging that duty, they will carry out their constitutional function by declaring him incapacitated. But as it stands, there is nothing of such. And from all I have gotten from the State Executive Council members, the governor is doing well and is recuperating. I don't know why we have thrown morals away in this country.
Okay.
Why should a governor, is it an impeachable offense that a governor, is he not a human being? He had an accident, he is recuperating in the hospital. He is not there for a jamboree. He's not there on a vacation. Had the accident not occurred, the governor would have been discharging his functions. More so, there is an acting governor carrying out his functions. We should not politicize this. Let me come in. Political solution only comes in where the law is void. Like I explained in the case of the late President Umaru Yar'Adua. Where the law explicitly provides for a certain thing, occurrence or a certain thing, the law prevails, and everybody should follow the spirit and the letter of the law as it is. So the issue is so clear. The Constitution, if the Constitution intended, for instance, Section 191, subsection 2, is the area that covers if the office of the deputy governor and that of the governor is vacant at a particular time, that the Speaker of the House shall act within 3 months and conduct an election. Okay. It intends that there should be a limit.
Okay, sorry, let's quickly take a call. There's a caller on the line. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, please, your question very quickly.
Okay, sir. Sir, I want to contribute to this program as regards what is happening. Please, Mr. Barrister, you know you are a lawyer, but you should always tell all that are all lawyers the truth of the matter. We know that Dambaba Sutai is sick, and as of today, even though the Commissioner for Information comes out to say he's hired hearty, we have not heard his voice whether through the phone, just like when Abasanjo called President Taraba when he was sick to say she should speak to the public. We have not done that. There is no way you can come to the screen and tell us that say this man is sick. And we have not had it, but we have not seen any picture to show that this is getting better. I am from Taraba State. We know the politics that helped the acting governor is sick now. That man is not a politician. He's a core business for which I know. It was because some of the legislators in the state are not in Utah with the deputy governor. That was how that man brought him. Please, and please, some of us don't go to school to do some extent, but at least we know the politics that is going on in Taraba State. Please, as a lawyer, educate other people well. Stop telling us about constitution. We know what is happening. They should not come and tell us what is that. Let him through CNN or any other place talk to his people who want to know. They're not happy that he's sick, but they want to know his condition. Let us see physically how the condition is. Because maybe I'm sure even the man that is here, because he's a loyalist to the Dambaba Sutai, he's taking instructions from Dambaba Sutai. We know. Let Dambaba Sutai come, even if it is on sick. Let him talk to us. Let us see. So he's our governor. I would have right to see him and pray for him to be.
Thank you very much, Daniel. So I will come straight to you because from what he has said, it's not even anything to do with Barrister Okeze. It's more to do with you. Tell us, based on what Daniel is pointing at, when was the last time you saw or heard from Santai Dambaba?
Well, Daniel, I recognize his concern. I don't know if he's from Taraba. And
he says he is.
Oh, he's from Taraba. Good. But Daniel needs to just come to Jalingo to see how beautifully well the state is working.
No,
so,
his
yeah,
point is to do with is the governor well
exactly.
enough to take over.
But he is also worried about governance. He's worried about governance. His concern is stemming from the fact that, well, if the governor is not in place and all, he's worried about that. And I'm saying that, well, let's start with that governance is going very well. Now on the governor is doing fantastically well. And I'm not saying this just because I'm the spokesperson of the state. I speak with the governor from time to time.
When was the last time you spoke with the governor?
I spoke with the governor 2 days ago, and we had an interesting conversation with him. And I'm not the only one in this. In fact, I'm on my way to Germany anytime now. But of course, we're having visa issues and all that. And a whole lot of people have gone to see the governor. In fact, talking about not telling the world about what our governor is doing, I think among most of the states where people talk about absentee governor, Taraba State is probably doing the best job of telling everybody where the governor is. We've already intimated people on where the governor is. We've told people the governor is doing very well. And it was not even an act of, it wasn't a deliberate thing. Recently, when the governor, was in Hanover, was having a function, Governor Dambaba, and his wife was with him with the 2 kids. The wife just got in the late part of last year. She gave birth to twins.